here yesterday about watching Sunday, for example, with the playoff between JT and Colin without fans. And he actually kind of made the comment that you're probably dealing with less pressure and it might be a little bit easier. Would you agree with that as far as coming down the stretch and what fans bring to the experience?
Yeah, so I think it's you could look at that two ways, right? For me, what I've experienced, I haven't necessarily been in contention the last few times that we've played without fans, but if anything, I've realized personally that it's very hard for me to keep focus out here. I feel like when there's fans and there's that energy and the atmosphere, it's easy to get into that mindset that you need to get into, right? Like that's what we're used to, that's what we do. But when you don't have that, I felt the first 3 weeks my mind was wandering a little bit, sort of easy to lose focus, easy to lose concentration. I think some of the mistakes that I was making were because of that. So it can go both ways, but I think once you're, fans or no fans, if you're in with a chance to win a tournament, I think you're going to feel it regardless. I'm sure JT and Colin definitely felt it coming down the stretch. And definitely in the playoff last week, I thought it was some of the most compelling TV I've watched all year. It was pretty cool to watch, and that moment on the 18th green when they both made those birdie putts would have been way better with fans, but it was still pretty cool to watch.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go.
Thank you. Hello, Rory.
Hello, Ian.
On a similar theme, actually. I mean, Harding Park's going to come around quite quickly. I mean, given what you know now, how different, or dare I say, difficult for the media is going to be without anyone in the galleries, and also without turning out as like a medical bulletin. Given what we know about California, I mean, what's your kind of level of comfort about in there just now as things stand?
Yeah, so as I said, I think the first 3 weeks that I played, Colonial, Hilton Head, Travelers, looking back on them, they were 3 really good weeks just to see.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, Doug.
I don't know who that was. But I think, again, for me, the first 3 weeks were good just to get a feel for what it is going to be like. And now, someone like Tiger, hasn't experienced that yet. And maybe he's going to find it a little weird going out there tomorrow and not having anyone, especially with the amount of crowds that he has to deal with all the time when he plays. So it was it was just a good look at what we're all going to expect going forward. And as I just alluded to Rex there about losing concentration and losing focus, I think you just have to work really hard to keep your mind on the task at hand and not let your mind wander, because there's so many opportunities for it to wander, because we're in big open spaces and you're looking around and it's you don't have that sort of tunnel of people to keep your focus. So I think it was good to play the first few weeks just to get a feel of what it's going to be like. And yeah, look, California, I mean, look, there's a lot of places in the United States right now that are, there's a lot of cases, and whether this is the second wave or still part of the first wave. But again, I think there's no substitute for washing your hands and social distancing and making sure that you're doing the right things. And I think if everyone does that and everyone's responsible, I've no problem going to California and playing a golf tournament there.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move now to Ian Carter with the BBC. Ian, and if everyone could just keep their question to one, we've got a handful to get through. So with that, Ian, you're up.
Hi, Rory. Good to see you. Obviously, in different circumstances, we'd have been at Royal St George's this week at the Open Championship. I just wondered if you could kind of give an upsum of what the Open Championship in normal circumstances as an entity means to you.
Yeah, I mean it means an awful lot. It was the first major championship that I ever attended. I played the Junior Open Championship in 2004, and then went and watched the Open at Troon that year. And yeah, I mean, as being where we're from, it's the biggest golf tournament in the world. Whether you go and watch it in person or you watch it on TV, the big yellow leaderboards, the claret jug, everything that goes along with it. Yeah, I mean, like it's a huge sporting occasion every summer, and the fact that the Open's not on, Wimbledon's not on, yeah, it's put a dampener on things for sure. But it's unprecedented times, and hopefully everything goes back to normal this time next year, and we're able to play at St. George's, and and yeah, get back to playing the oldest and arguably the biggest golf tournament in the world.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.